Here's how my curls look. Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this, I am KB Natural, aka Kia B, your hair enthusiast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, baby, and let's get on to the video. So today I am doing a perm rod set. Before I actually rocked wash and goes, I did perm rod sets all of the time. And so I decided to share this with you guys. It's been forever. I've been wanting to make a video about this since I first started doing perm rod sets. So you're just going to section off your hair. Of course, as you've seen, I've already did the back. So you just want to make sure that you are sectioning off your hair, not too big because you do want the perm rod sets to give you volume. So then you're going to just take that piece of the section and get it prepared for your perm rod set. And then just put that section up. You can pin it up, clip it up, whatever. Ooh, yes, water. Let's make sure we add a lot of water to this. Today, I'm going to be using the Wig Out Fitting Foam. This is by Style Factor, and it actually has keratin in it. This is the consistency. It is a very light foam. This is my perm rod set. I'm using a beige one. The very most important thing when you are doing a perm rod set is to make sure that you are smoothing out your hair. I usually like to use my Denman brush to smooth out my hair because I know that all of my hair is getting smoothed out. So you're gonna smooth that on out and roll it up. If you are familiar with how to do a roller set, it's pretty simple. It's the same thing. But in this perm rod set, you're just gonna twist it the opposite way. And then once you're done with that, you just wrap it up really tight to the scalp. Not too tight because you don't want to pull your hair. And then you're just gonna clip on that pin at the top. This is what it looks like. It should look this smooth, you guys. Like, it should look exactly this smooth. It should not have a lot of frizz because that's how you know you ain't doing it right. So then we're gonna add some more water, of course, to another section. Brush it on out with our Denman brush. Make sure we are smoothing it out because it's very important for us to have that smooth texture when you're doing a perm rod set. It's probably one of the most important steps. And then we're gonna add another layer of our foam to this and smooth it on in. Smooth it on again with our Denman brush. And like I said, it's very important that you are smoothing this out to have a successful perm rod set. So going in with the beige, again, I am basically just rolling that up. Make sure that you roll your tips first and smooth that tip out, girl, so you can have a nice looking perm rod set. I cannot stress enough how important it is to smooth out your hair when you're doing this. I roll in the direction going towards my face. Once that's tight enough, I'm gonna put that clip on to secure it. Boom, get my little dance on, hey, get my little dance on, ooh, get my little dance on, looking good, girl. So I love a full looking perm rod set. Man, I just love how perm rod sets look like before they even take them out because they just look like they about to be bomb. So I'm moving on to the top. I did most of the back, so I'm going to show you how I do the front. Again, I am sectioning off and just taking a little piece of each section, not a super skinny piece because you have to measure it by the size of the perm rod set. So with the beige and the orange perm rod sets, you want a medium-sized piece. With the pink and the gray ones, we'll talk about that later or at another time, you're going to use a skinnier piece of hair. And so, of course, smoothing that foam right in. Guys, I typically use like a natural hair foam. This was actually a gift to me. And this one has keratin in it. Like I said, I'm not a fan of keratin because it actually helps straighten your hair. So I don't think I'll use this for my perm rod set in the future, especially on wet hair. I might use it for something else, but not for a perm rod set. So I would suggest to look for maybe some natural hair foams. I can leave some suggestions in the description box, so make sure you check that out. Twist it up. Make sure on this part when you're doing your edges that it's not too tight, because you don't want to pull out your edges, honey. Make sure it's just at a comfortable position for you. So this is how the front looks, the front side, I should say. And I think for natural hair girls, when you're first getting into this, you should learn how to do perm rod sets, because they will be your best friend. They are very timely, I should say, especially if you are doing the smaller perm rod sets. I know when I used to do my gray ones, they used to take me like 3 hours. So these ones, the bigger ones, take a little bit less time. This one only took me like an hour, hour and a half. Layering that water, it's very important, just like on a wash and go, to have that base of water as your moisture, because you want to make sure that you have a great turnout. So make sure you are adding that water to your perm rod sets as well as your wash and goes, of course. And so let's roll this on up, honey. Let's twist it on up. Like I said, roll towards the face. That helps me, of course, when I'm doing this. And then you just want to clip it up when you get to the scalp part. Just like that. And here it is. All of my perm rod sets are looking smooth. It is the next day. Good morning. And I am ready to take these perm rod sets out of my hair. To take my perm rod sets down, make sure you're using an oil. I'm using the Do Girl oil. You can use whatever oil, but this is what was in my closet. You're going to use that to help fight frizz. So you don't want a frizzy perm rod set, especially on the first day. So when you're taking your perm rod set down, just make sure you have some oil on your hands. Taking down perm rod sets, let's talk about this. It is probably the most important process, because you don't want to rush when you are taking your perm rod set down. So when you're taking it down, make sure that you are unrolling it the opposite way of which you rolled it up on. I will show you the back on how I do it. Excuse the kitchen. You got to work on that. Unroll it the opposite way in which you rolled it. And there's your springy curl. You're doing this with every single perm rod set in your hair. If one gets stuck, take your time and just unroll it the right way. Unrolling it, like I said, it really helps prevent frizz if you do it the right way. You definitely don't want to pull your perm rod set. That's what I used to do. I used to pull them down and they used to just mess up. So we don't want that. So I'm going to speed it up to show you exactly how I unroll it. It's very simple. Like I said, it's very important to make sure you're unrolling it, and having that oil on your hands helps, because like I said, we want to fight that frizz with our perm rod sets, especially on the first day. We don't want frizzy perm rod sets. So let's go ahead and take that down, and I'll put on some music so you guys could listen as you watch. So this is how it should look when you are finished. Girl, you are not going outside like this. No. we're gonna separate these. So we're gonna clip up one section of our hair, and you wanna make sure that you are separating. This is another important step. Make sure that you are separating your curl where it naturally wants to separate. So it's naturally separating that way. So I'm gonna separate and twist that way. What do I mean by naturally separating? I basically mean the curl is separating itself. You don't have to force the curl to separate. So you separate and then twirl the curl around your finger so you can get that curly look. So I'm grabbing it where it naturally separates, twisting it around my finger and letting it go so it can spring up and curl. And I usually like to separate 2 to 3 times just so I can get that added volume and the added definition. You can separate however many times you like, but for me, it's 2 to 3. And then I'll show you one more time how I separate the back. Separate where the curl naturally wants to separate. Make sure the hair is not too thin though, because sometimes your curl will try to separate like super thin pieces, but I don't like to do those because that will cause like so much frizz. So I usually like to make sure that it's separating thicker pieces. And then this is how it looks. This is the first half of my hair. Looks really good. And I'm gonna speed it up so you can see exactly what I'm doing and just to move this process on a little faster. Look at that natural separation there. So let's get in a couple of questions. How long does permrodsets last? Permrodsets should last you a full week, if not longer, if you take care of them. Do you have to do any refreshing with permrodsets? No, you're basically just gonna add moisture to your hair with the permrodsets. I do not spritz my hair with water with permrodsets. What I do is I might take some moisturizer, put it on my hand, and then rub it all throughout my curls just to keep my hair moisturized for the week. We are finally complete separating. I'm not finished, guys. I have to take my pick, go in, and make sure I fluff it all up. And here it is, looks gorgeous. If you are a short hair to medium hair length girl, then I hope this video was helpful for you. Make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so you can get the ring to all my new uploads, and of course, subscribe. Thanks for watching, hun. Bye.